Welcome back. We've finished all the group stages now, and we're moving on to the first knockout round and the quarterfinals in this video. Firstly, we'll look at the Holland and Brazil game, which was a massive shock. To be fair, I was expecting Brazil to get a better result, but Holland seems to have edged it.
Yeah, I obviously predicted Holland in the last video.
Yeah, as
You
we're
can
all aware.
see here if it's loaded up for you now. You can see Robin
Yep.
van Persie in the 56th minute, sealing the winner. Subsequently after Luis Gustavo and Nigel de Jong booked in that match. Holland had a couple of injuries, but still sort of held on. It's very hot there, isn't it?
I know. Yeah,
I
that's
don't,
probably why they're getting injured, to be honest,
yeah.
and the poor conditions of the
See,
pitches.
if you sort of looked at all when I'm in my Iceland save, I barely see it above 5 degrees Celsius.
And
It's
that results
amazing.
in Robbie McIntosh, it's Holland,
Yep.
going through. And
That's Charlie Blissett, to remember that one as well. Going
yep,
out
and that's
with
going
Brazil.
out.
Obviously, I was expecting, obviously, as I said in the first video, I was expecting Brazil to win, to be fair. Oh, crap. I was expecting Brazil to sort of be the favourites and to win the whole thing.
I completely agree.
But next match we're going to look at is, we're going to look at a selected sort of couple of matches. And the next one is Ivory Coast v Uruguay.
Which was a high scoring game, that's probably why.
Yeah, it's 5 goals to 2. Luis Suarez not making an impact. Obviously, he's been blocked out from his cheating this time. Andre,
It
is that Andre Mariner ref of that match?
looks like.
Oh my God, he is awful.
That's a cracking result that. I
That is
mean
a
that's
very good result for Ivory Coast. Again, another one that I actually predicted. Another,
seven of the goal or six of the goals should I say were before
yeah,
half time, I think.
amazing. Yeah, amazing. Sort of 1-0 Ivory Coast, 1-1. If you look at Uruguay's goals, both of them were a minute
After
before after Ivory Coast scored their goals. So quick response, couldn't respond from Arthur Boker's goal though, or
and then Kalu
Carlo's double. Carlo probably the most surprising person I'd expect to get a double. With
yeah, to make an impact, and
yeah,
surprisingly Trevino got man of the match. I mean must have been quite a good game, to be honest.
yeah, I'd love to have gone back and watched that. The next one we're going to look at is England and Japan. This one, England took penalties to have to get over Japan, with two injuries and one for Japan. The penalty shootout,
John Boyce will be extremely happy with that.
he's gone through.
Whereas Taylor Nelson will probably be happy with that result, as that's
That's Japan had done well for themselves to make it this far. They're the furthest Asian. They're the only Asian team,
yeah,
I
because my team
think,
got
to get
knocked
anything
off.
out of this to get this far. They did the best out of any Asian team. They lost to England. The other Asian team lost to the USA, which you can obviously see from the menu. This one a bit colder. This one only 17 degrees. Nothing really
Uh,
major to point
yeah,
out. But
I'm
I
so
thought,
actually surprised Stephen Cole Luca played that game.
did he?
Yeah, look.
Stephen was Colker.
Oh, sorry, I can't say that much.
Stephen Colker, yeah. Cardiff. I'm surprised he got called up. There was a lot of. Oh, I hate him so much. Ben Foster. He shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be there. He's not good enough.
Ah, well, that's
Apart
a
from that, it's a pretty substandard squad. It's pretty accurate actually from what he actually chose. If you look, Michael Carrick's not called up. Ben Foster, Ashley Cole, Ashley Young. Okay, there's a lot more than I didn't realise. Kyle Walker. I don't understand why Kyle Walker doesn't play right back for England rather than
yeah.
Glenn
Instead of
Johnson,
Glenn Nelson, yeah.
because Glenn Johnson is awful. But obviously he could be playing right back. Phil Jones would be another option for right back, but and another game to look at now. I figured out how to stop it doing that now. Is Russia versus Germany, which
Which is a
was,
massive
yeah, it
shock.
was a massive surprise. Not to me because I predicted Russia to get through.
Jake
Very
Stewart
well.
would be ecstatic with that.
Yeah, a lot of from what you can see from that immediate impact is that's been a very dirty game indeed. Having a
Yep.
player booked and then sent off for a second yellow card offence, literally 5 minutes later. That's ridiculous. Neustadt had been booked, Philipp Lahm, Bastian Schweinsteiger. They're doing Vladimir Granat, Konstantin Rausch,
I'd be
and
quite
Bendon
angry in that
Timur.
heat as well, to be honest. Heat of the day as well, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, perfect sort of prime time for heat, isn't it? And 34 degrees Celsius. That's not really an important thing to look at, but it is a surprise because it is sort of the conditions they are finding abroad at the minute. Mesut
Exactly.
Özil not making an appearance, not even coming on as a sub. But you look at the German team, and they have actually got a pretty good team.
They have, yeah.
They've got Matt Hummels, they've got Schmelzer, and thank God that I've actually got the actual team because if not, Germany would have gone out a long way earlier.
Yeah, that's...
But yeah, you can see the players there, and I think that's it for this round. Obviously, as you can see, France recording a standard win over Bosnia, USA 1-0 South Korea,
Against my
um,
beautiful South Korea.
Argentina winning on penalties against Ecuador, and they're all out. If you want to see who's out and who's through from this round, Charlie Blissett's team are out, as Brazil are out, Charlie Blissett's Brazil, Michael Farrell's Uruguay are out, Gary Hamill's Bosnia, Ryan's South Korea, Thomas Webb's Cameroon, um, Taylor Nelson's Japan, Shane Oldman's Ecuador, and
And
Roland
Roland.
Hill's Germany.
Yeah.
The people going through into the next round, you're gonna have to help me out because Robbie McTouche is going through to the next round with his Holland. Felix Moss is going through with the Ivory Coast. Bartos is going through with France. Where's the USA? Daniel Schofield is going through with the USA. Joe Thompson through to the quarterfinals with Spain. John Boyce through with England to the next round, the quarterfinals. Argentina, Andre Costa through to the next round.
And Jake Stewart through
And
with
the last
Russia.
one. And the last one. So, John, do the quarterfinals now, I guess.
Yep.
So, obviously, you're going to see straight away, you're going to get excited that your team's gone through, and then you're going to see they've crashed out in the quarterfinals, unless you're either Holland, France, England, or Argentina. I think we can have a look at all these. You have a look at Holland, Ivory Coast. 29 degrees
That's a
Celsius.
bit of a shocking game. That's quite...
Pretty
I
stand.
don't know.
All goals happened in about space of 10 minutes, really. Robin van Persie not getting a look in at all into this game. Also, Johnny Heitinger played.
What's a surprise? Van Persie? Did he not play?
No,
No?
he's on the bench, unused
They still went
substitution.
through, though.
Yep, they are going through with goals from Dirk Kuyt. Dirk Kuyt, is it? As if Andre Marin, a reffing again. I don't know.
Busy day for him.
I don't know how they selected these refs, but that is an awful choice. And then El Hierro Alaya scoring the second for Holland, and then Romaric topping it off in the 72nd minute to pull one back for the Ivory Coast. Not quite enough though. If you look at France 4, USA
Absolutely
0.
steamrolled, USA.
USA also steamrolled their group, winning through all three games and beating South Korea. Oliver Giroud hat-trick in the 8th minute and the 10th minute and the 67th minute. Put the nail in the coffin in the 67th minute. And Jeremy Menez just sort of put it one in the 88th minute and just sort of ended the game, really.
It was quite a decent French team, that, to be honest.
Yeah, the French team has actually looked pretty sharp. Obviously, one player after watching the game the other night who I'd be putting in is Valbuena.
Yeah,
He played really well the other night, and he's not a player that you sort of hear the name once and you think, oh, whatever. But then you
yeah,
actually
it's...
see him play like the other night, and he was amazing. He was my man of the match. I don't know if he actually won man of the match, but he definitely would have been my man of the match out of that match. And he's not even in the squad on the game.
Paul
So
Pogba made an impact off the bench on this.
6.9 rating. I think Oliver Giroud man of the match. Quick hat trick in 67 minutes. 2 goals in 2 minutes. It's a pretty good match, really. Pretty pretty straightforward for
Hat trick
France,
from
really.
Giroud as well. That's
Yeah. Obviously, not much in terms of
happening
the
for
American
USA.
squads. No Bradley Johnson, which means they're a crap team. If Bradley Johnson was there, they'd be an amazing team. But let's have a look at the other quarterfinal fixtures. The main surprise one that we picked out before the video was Spain 1, England 2. And I think
Yeah, that I think that was. I mean, they're definitely in the terms of All goals were scored by English
Yeah,
players.
Phil Jones put one into his own net, but yeah, well, I think he got injured. Didn't he get injured in the last round? So
Yeah.
he's obviously back again pretty quick. Huh. But anyway, England put a solid team out with the exception of Michael Carrick, and I would pick out Ashley Young as another
Oh,
poor
there we go.
player.
Kyle Walker actually did start that game ahead of
Good. He should. I don't know. I don't understand why he isn't in real life unless he's injured or something. But
That's quite an actual pretty good team. Jack Wilshere,
yeah,
Henderson and Carrick in midfield, probably the holding roles. Townsend, Jack Wilshere and Young in probably the more offensive roles.
yeah. Just having a look at the Spain team, I can't see much wrong with their team that they put out.
Monreal, I think. I don't think he's that good.
Yeah, no, he's probably the weakest link in that team.
Well,
Yavi
and a bit of
Martinez,
a weak link is the striker.
I would have started Xavi over Yavi Martinez any day of the week.
Definitely.
And that's the only striker they've got by the looks of it.
Pedro
Mayeen.
probably could.
Pedro probably could play up front, but well, Argentina and Russia, which was quite straightforward. We expected Argentina to come out on top, and we did it. Double from Lionel Messi,
Yeah.
Alexander Kerzhakov, who you picked out in the first video as being one of Russia's strongest players, also getting a goal in that game.
That's Pablo Zabaleta. Looking at that Argentina stats, looked like he played quite offensive role.
Yeah, where did he? I'd love to be able to see where he did play. Is there a way to bring this up? Argentina formation. What number is he? He played centre midfield by the looks of it. Didn't know he could play there. And
Carlos Tevez on the wing. How on earth have they won?
I don't know. Right, so you just go back to the quarterfinals and just have a look at who's out and who's through to the next round. Felix Moss and his Ivory Coast are out. Daniel Schofield and the USA are out. Joe Thompson and Spain are out. And Jake Stewart and Russia are out. Through to the next round are Robbie McTouche with Holland. Who's France?
France is
Bartos is through with France, and then John Boyce through with England, and Andre Costa through with Argentina. And there's a massive loud noise there, so I'll just say John Boyce through with England, and Andre Costa through with Argentina.
Yeah, Andre Costa is the furthest admin actually to go through.
Paul went out in the group stages, and you went out in the first round.
First qualifying round, yeah.
Yeah, first
and
round.
Steve and Alex didn't take part.
Yeah.
Should we have a look at the semi-finals and predict the results?
Yeah, let's have a look at the semi-finals. Thank God that I haven't actually simmed ahead and played them. So we've got Holland v France. What do you reckon?
Oh, I'm really not sure about this. It's either going to be a low-scoring game with like a slit winner, or it's going to be 3 or 4 goals to one of the teams. But I'm going for Holland.
So in my opinion, from watching looking at the last few
Fixtures,
games,
yeah.
I'm gonna I'd love to go opposite, yeah, but I'm gonna also go for Holland. And England v Argentina. I know who you'll say.
Argentina for me. And that's not because I mainly hate England. It's just the fact that Messi looks like he's just starting to get in his stride in the competition, scoring both goals in the last game. So we might just take the win, but especially against the defence, if they play Glenn Johnson, that should be quite an easy weak link.
If we play Glenn Johnson, I'll go for Argentina. If we don't play Glenn Johnson, I'm going to be patriotic and I'm going to say England are going to win that tie. I'll keep reloading it until they do. I'm joking. No, I think England will come out ahead of that tie. And they'll hopefully... Because I won the World Cup with England in 2014, so anyone can do it. Any team can do it. Out of those 4, we have got 4 decent teams, apart from England, in the semi-finals. So yeah, that'll be in the next video.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you see the semi-final and the final.